All right, class. I get a lot of questions about how to put my clinical book together. And this usually comes at like 5 minutes until the book is due. And so I love it when I get this because, quite frankly, it's actually funny. Long and the short, it's going to take you about, I'd say, around 2 hours to organize your book correctly. And even longer if you didn't keep everything organized as you went through your clinicals. So this video is about how to put your clinical book together and some of the pitfalls, the things to avoid so that you don't do that again. And I will tell you that it's a lot easier come second and third semester because you've already put it together. But this is a great video to reference it. So and again, the stuff that I'm using, by the way, is going to be for first semester, but I'm going to tell you the same principles apply for second and third semester. All right, so first things first, let me tell you what you do need. Some of the basic paper stuff you're going to need. This, guys, is your press board binder. And again, this would be your papers in the press board binder. And again, it's nice and thin, but look how in the back of it, it's got the tab that goes through. And it should be only 2 metal ones right there. And again, I sell these in my office. You say, well, I can go to Office Depot and get it or Staples and get it. Newsflash, they don't ever have them. So that's why Dave and I usually kept a pretty good supply in our office. I still keep a supply in there. I charge you the same amount of money it cost me to get them, $5. So, again, come to my office. The other thing is on the front of that, and again, this is just a regular pressboard binder, but I will tell you that there's a sticker that's supposed to be on the front of this with your name, with the class, EMS, the first semester clinical book. I'm going to actually make the stickers for you if you're in my class. If you're not in my class, you better see your professor. Again, they will tell you the exact instructions of how they want it. I can tell you how I want it. The way I want it is I'll make you the sticker because that way it comes out nice and pretty and we put it up there on the book once you all finished and it looks really nice. Now, last but not least with this guy, the no. So every now and then I'm going to get one in a 3-ring binder. Okay. This is your standard 3-ring binder. I'm going to get one like this and I'm going to say, whoa, no, we're not doing that. See that? There you go. That's where it goes. Okay. Long and the short, don't bring it in a 3-ring binder. It messes up the way we store them. And I can tell you that there is not an instructor at CF that's going to take them with a 3-ring binder. Okay. So with that all said, well, Scott, how do I put my book together? I'm glad you asked. Okay. So there's a guide for this, guys. If you go on a Canvas and you can do that, and I'm going to shrink this part down. So there we go. So the first things first, let's talk about where you need to go to get those files. All right. So where I went, this is my clinical class. All right. So everybody's got their dashboard. They've got the big tile. Whatever the name of the clinical for this class, it was 265601. That's the one that I want. I'm going to click on it. Now I put this stuff in my classes under files. If not, your instructor should have a copy of this. But again, most of the time, we try to put this in Canvas. So I go to files and then I keep mine under course info. And then after you go to course info, it's going to bring up a bunch of stuff that you might need. By the way, there's going to be some things in this course info that you're going to need anyway. So, but down here where it says EMS 265601 Ocala PM Clinical Syllabus, you're going to need that. And then the other one is the completion checklist. Okay. Now I've already downloaded mine. So again, just simply download it, print it off, and that's your guide. So what I'm showing you right now is that particular sheet. So you're going to go up here and you're going to put your name on it in the semester and the year. So like when I'm making this video, it was summer of 2021. So you're going to put summer of 21 there. All right. And then we're going to start to assemble the book. Now, notice how it's got tab over here, and this is kind of important. All right. So the other thing that you're going to need, which I don't have any of, in the office. So this is, you will have to go to Office Depot to purchase these or get them online. I will tell you this, it's a lot cheaper. It is, stand by. It is so much cheaper to go to, earlier in the week to go to your Office Depot. Oops, sorry, guys. It's a lot cheaper to not go to Office Depot or Staples. It's probably better to get them online at Amazon or something of that nature. But for demonstration purposes here, guys, this is the type of the tabs that you're going to need. Again, this is Office Essential. It just needs to be a simple 8-page, the H tab divider. Okay. Matter of fact, this particular one, I think it was, this was $1.79 for the set. That's all you need. You don't need the expensive ones. It needs to be just the paper ones to help you divide it. That's all you need. Don't go out and spend $45 on the set. It's way too much money. Don't do that. All right. So let's go back to this guy. We're going to assemble our book now. All right. So where do I find this stuff? Well, we've already showed you one of them. So obviously this clinical sheet, you're going to print that out, and we're going to talk about how to fill it out as we go down. We're simply going to go down the steps here. All right. So we're going to put that in, and then we're going to put a tab over that, and then we're going to go to the next one, which is the syllabus and the procedures. Well, Scott, where do I find those? Well, I'm glad you asked that. So, hey, remember when I went back here under files? Look at this. EMS 265601 course syllabus. Okay, there you go. That's the one you're looking for. Whatever the syllabus is that you would use for the class, it's right here. If your instructor has not put this on, then he has a copy of it. Make sure that he sends you that copy so that you can put in the front of the notebook. All right. So let's go back to our check sheet here. So the next thing I need to do is I need to put in all of my reports, and the field shift list, data entry. So all 4 of these reports under number 4. Okay, so we're going to put a new tab under, by the way, after the syllabus, the new tab, and then we've got to put all these reports in there. So report number 1 is the field shift list, and that one's actually pretty easy. All right. So, and for this demonstration, Mr. Alaba has graciously agreed to let me use his stuff. Remember, guys, on your FISDAP, you're only going to have the one choice. Me being an administrator for the system, I've got access to everybody's. So therefore, when I'm showing you the extra steps here, when you usually pull this up, your shift list, when you click on skills and patient care, that's under skills, go to skills and patient care. That's going to bring up your shift list. Okay. Now, really simple, hit PDF and save this to your desktop. Okay. So it takes about a minute or so to generate the report. And if you notice down here, it generated my report, and I'm going to click on it and say, hey, show in the folder. It's going to bring up my folder. Hey, look at that. That's the shift list. All right. Pull this up. This is, again, a PDF. So see this nice, wonderful PDF. Print it. Okay. Do not print it in color. That's just way too much. A lot of the times, I will tell you that the yellow ones don't like to show up. Well, the yellow ones are lab anyway, so don't worry about that. Okay, so you're going to print this one. That's going to be the first page that goes in that section 4 of the book. All right, so we're going to close that up, and we're going to go back to the next thing. The next report I need is the graduation requirements report. Okay, let's go back to FISDAP. So I go up here to go to reports, and then hit reports again. When I hit reports, it's going to bring up all the reports that I could possibly want. So I'm going to hit graduation requirements report. All right. Now, I'm going to click on Graduation Requirements Report. Remember, guys, for you, it's going to pop up with just your information. All right? So this is how we're going to do for Graduation Requirements Reports. We're going to hit CF Goals, and we're going to take out the one that says All Lab Sites. We don't want the one that says All Lab Sites, okay? Because, again, remember, when we're talking about your total Graduation Requirements Report, that's one thing. This is just for your clinicals. The patient type is always going to be human live. Make sure that that's there. It should automatically come up. Now, for this semester, remember, the first semester, guys, it doesn't matter but the second semester, we're going to have to put a date range in there. So whenever your clinical period started, that's when you would put that in. This one here, we don't need to put it in right now. All right. So I'm going to scroll down here now again. So I have to put this in because the good news is you guys will not have to do this step. and then you're going to agree down here and say go. And it's going to take us a minute to run this report. Again, it depends on how busy FISDAP is. And I will tell you that if a bunch of people is hitting FISDAP, it's going to take a little time. All right. So again, this is Mr. Alabaw's his report. Again, this is still really early in the semester, so that's why he's not all the way done with his stuff. We're going to hit down here and we're going to say hit PDF. Okay. And again, this is going to put the graduation requirements report. And if we click on that, there it is. It brings up my graduation requirement reports. Remember, we're going to save this onto your desktop as a PDF, and you simply print this PDF. Okay. So you print that up. That's the next report that you have to have in your book. Okay. Now, third one, let's see here. Let's click back down here. So my third thing that I needed was the hours report. Okay, let's go back and print us an hours report. All right, so go to reports. Again, we're going to pull the reports up. And the quickest way to do this, guys, you can sit there and search it. I type in hours, and it brings up the hours report. Okay, so you type in the hours report, and you say, now remember, for this first semester, we're okay with leaving the dates without there. But as we go into, if you go into second or third semester, you're going to need to put your hours report with the actual times on it. So again, and those are going to be separate per semester. So you'll have to get whichever your semester it is, whatever your day started for semester, whenever it ends. Okay. And it ends usually when you're turning your book in. So that's the last day. Again, and we need to have all three of these in order to put that in there. And again, this last step here, I have to do as far as having everybody's access, but you guys, that's going to pop up immediately. It's not going to be there. And then you hit go, and voila, there you go. So this is how many hours that he has done. And again, he has got, now here's the key thing to remember about this, folks. And make sure that all of your stuff has been done, because again, he's still got 5 clinicals left to do. Okay. So, but this has to read at the end of the first semester. It has to have whatever the requirements were for the semester. That's on your syllabus. For first semester, it's 168. I believe it's 176 for, actually, no, I'm sorry. It's like 204 for second semester. So, and then third semester is 240. So make sure that you've got everything done and it's been audited and it's been locked. Okay. That is so very important, because that's what's going to, and if it hasn't been locked or audited, get with your instructor so that they can get that done. Okay. Because you really need that as part of your report. Now, again, and he's got everything. And by the way, this is for all the students. You guys, it's only going to pop up with this right here. Okay. So it's going to pop up with whichever facility that you've been in, and it's going to pop up with that information. All right. Same process. Hit PDF. It's going to open it. It's going to save it to your downloads file again, or wherever it is that you've told your computer to save it. At that point, again, showing the folder, hey, I'm going to get the hours report, and when we pull up the hours report, there it is. Print this page. There you go. You're done with the hours report. Last report we got to get. And if we go back to here, we said the last report that we need to get is the goals report. Now, here's where it's a little sneaky, because the goals report is actually called a skills report. Okay. So in FISDAP, we call it the skills report. So let's go back to FISDAP, and hey, I want to go back to here. I'm going to type in skills. Now it comes up as 2, skills finder and skills. We want skills. Okay. Click on the skills report. And from the skills report, we're going to come down here. All clinical sites, all field sites. Very good. Did our template. There we go. Have a nice day. Again, age definitions, by the way, we're going to go to CF goals, because again, we want to make sure that we got CF goals there. And again, remember, you guys won't have this particular step, because again, you're going to have just your materials. You're going to hit go, and it's going to do its little magic behind the scenes. Now, guys, remember all that stuff you've been putting in FISDAP that you thought was a real pain in the neck, and you didn't do it, you wanted to make sure everything was in. This is the reason why, because now the computer does all the work for you and it tabulates it for you. All right, yay. Now we got one more little step to do with this report though. Not so mad on the first semester, but it's really important, especially second and third. So when you go here and it says total, we need to hit total. So we're going to scroll down and hit total on all of these. Okay. I can't stress that enough. Hit total on all of these. I go down, genders, cardiac arrest, there we go. Again, airway procedures doesn't have one. These guys don't have them. That's not a big deal. Just scroll down all the way through, make sure that all of the ones that say total have total, and then you're going to hit PDF. Okay. Now, if you hit PDF before that, then you still got to go through, hit totals, and then hit that PDF again. So all you got to do is make sure you hit the totals and then hit skills report. And I'm going to go now show in the folder. Hey, pull up the skills report, and it's going to pull that report up for us. Again, all we got to do, print this PDF. Okay. So this gives us all of our goals that we need. Okay. And it's going to give us separate pages on that, by the way. So again, it's going to burn up a little bit of paper, but again, now notice how it says total and it's highlighted as total. Okay. So that's what we need to make sure of we do for that. All right. Now let's go back to this guy here. We got all of our reports. We punched the holes in them. We put them in their thing, and then we go put another tab on top of that one. All right. We put another tab on it. Now your best 5 reports. Okay. So again, make sure that you put in some reports that are good quality reports. For my classes, I give them a rubric of where they actually have to meet a certain criteria. Okay. So, again, and hopefully we've implemented this within the program by the time you guys are watching this video. So again, there's going to be a rubric on there to grade it, but you're going to go at, now, how do I find my 5 best reports? Well, that one's actually, we're going to go back to FISDAP here. Okay, so go back to the days of, hopefully you've got this saved on your own computer by this point. And if you got a really good report, make sure you save it and make sure you kind of notate it in your brain or put it down on a piece of paper. So again, we're going to go to skills and patient care. So if I need to pull up a report, let's say I need Mr. Alibaugh and I'm going to go to one of his last patients here. Let's see here. We're going to go to that date. And we're going to say, hey, all right, let's say abdominal pain here. That's always usually a good one. He's got a good report. Again, you're going to take your narrative, and there is your narrative, okay? So what you need to do from here, simply what I usually do is just highlight all this lovely stuff. I'm going to copy it, and then I usually just break open the old Microsoft Word at that point, and I will open up me a blank document. There we go. And just simply paste it. Now, guys, I've got mine formatted already. It's already formatted to Times New Roman 12 with double spacing. Okay. So again, if you don't have that, make sure that you have Times New Roman 12. Okay. That's what the report needs to be in. And so that way we can read the report. When Dr. Frank reviews the reports, he wants to see this material. He actually sits there and makes notes in these things. All right. So we've got our report in. Now, again, I need 5 of them. Okay. So pick the 5 that are really good. All right. That's going to take you a little bit of time to do. All right. And so again, take these out. I usually save these to my desktop. At this point, I probably make me a little folder to kind of say, hey, I want it to go into this folder. So I've got it for all and all times. All right. Close this guy up. No, I don't want to do this. Cancel. Close. I don't want to save. There we go. All right. So again, my 5 best reports, I'm going to pull them out and I'm going to put them in. Now, there are some people that love to give me this, again, Arial 11 font Times New Roman is what, but make sure it's double spaced. And it does need to be, by the way, in SOAP or chart format. And again, if you're using SOAP PCR, you probably are well ahead of the game for that. All right. And you need to put your rationale and outcome in the patient. That's part of your A and your P. So there you go. And again, I will tell you this, however, if the report is not complete, we will not accept it. So again, if you're in my class, I have, again, a rubric for this. We have, and that rubric is going to be in, again, the clinical setting. It's going to be actually on there, so you can go to settings. And before you guys even ask, no, I haven't put it up there just yet, but I promise you, as soon as I finish this video, I'm going to go put that draft rubric up there. All right. Let's see here. Next thing that we need, if I go to the right thing, I could probably be okay here. All right, there we go. Now, so the next thing is the hours, okay? So, hey, remember when we ran that hours report? Well, guess what? We're going to take those hours report and we're going to write in how many hours you actually did. So this is going to be where you do that, your daily activity reports, okay? And then on the front page here, we're going to fill these out. But this is where the next tab, you put your white reports, your white sheets, the DARs, okay? So every one of those in order. And again, the order goes by date, but it goes by EDs first, then fast track, then respiratories. Then if you went to anesthesia, they would go in there, okay? So barely put in. And if you didn't go to anesthesia, put 0, okay? Because again, remember, the anesthesia shifts are only for if we need to get tubes. And again, you can defer them to the second semester, okay? The next tab, we're going to put another tab over the top of those reports. So the next ones is going to be your goal report percentage. Again, now I'm going to go back up and find that graduation requirement report that I had a little bit earlier. Let's see here. So there's my graduation requirement report. I'm going to pull it up. All right. And hey, I had the ages. So I'm going to write in the number of patients that I had. I'm going to go back to here. Write in the ages of where my percentage is, and then I'm going to have how many airway managements I had. I'm going to write those in based upon that report right there, guys. So your graduation requirement report is where you're going to write all those numbers in. All right. The next one you're going to do is the total patient care reports. Now, how do I know how many total patient care reports? Actually, the quickest way to find that is usually under the data entry report. So I'm going to go to my data entry report, and so the shift list, and usually it is at the bottom of the shift list about the total number of patients I had. Now, I know that this guy, there it is, and then usually when you look there, and then the total number of patients that he's got. Guys, I will tell you, usually I tell you guys to have 50. If you get 50, I'm going to give you the A. I'm not going to get, I don't go off of the 70 or the 90. Either you did it, you did the 53 to get the A. If you look at the sheet for the grading, it says 53 times 1.5. That's the number that we use in order to calculate it. So as long as you got 53, you get an A. Congratulations. All right. Now, next one up is, let's go down here. We're going to put another tab on top of that. Then we're going to put all of our pink sheets, which is our daily evaluation forms. We're going to do those by date. We're going to do our EDs and our fast tracks by date. We're going to do Children's Express by date. And if you guys notice this, probably the same order that you put your white sheets up here, you're going to have your pink sheets. So if you've got those two together, you simply separate them into piles is the best way to assemble it. You're going to put all of those there, put another tab on it. If you went to anesthesia, there will be an anesthesia evaluation form. Again, most of the time, there's nothing in that tab, so put another tab on top of it. Last but not least, if you had any cardiac arrest, code 4 reports, you need to make a copy of that day, and you need to make a copy of the patient's report and put them into that tab, okay? So again, if you have a code, you need to put the DAR, and you need to put that patient care report. In other words, you need to pull it out. You need to print it. So again, Times New Roman 12, that narrative report needs to be out. Okay, that's how you get credit. All right. By the way, all of the numbers down here, guys, is from your skills report. Okay. So all of these numbers here can either be from your skills report or your, or it can be you can get it from your graduation requirement report as well. Okay. Either one. But make sure we fill in these numbers right here. All right. Then last but not least is you're going to need to get your ages off of the graduation requirement report. So if I go to my graduation requirement report, and I said, Mr. Allenbach here, and we're going to zoom into his so that you can see it. So that's his ages. So he had one school age, he had one adolescent. So that's where those numbers will be coming from. You put them into the report. Boom, you put them into this sheet right here, and very good. And at that point, at the very bottom of this is I do a test, and you're saying that this is true and factual. You're going to print your name, you're going to sign your name, you're going to date it. Okay? Now, usually I can tell you your instructor usually just takes the book and then they go and review it at their leisure. Here's usually when I accept a book, I go through the book in its entirety to make sure that it is full and complete. Make sure it's got all the names on it. Make sure it's got everything filled in that's supposed to be filled in. If I find that the book is incomplete, I simply hand it back to you and say, try again. All right. So again, make sure that you follow the video steps. Again, you're going to be a little bit confused. I'm a resource to help you if you need some help on this. But again, rewind the video and take a look at where it says to do what, when, where, and how. All right. I hope this helps you guys. I hope that this doesn't completely, totally mess you up. And we'll see you guys on the next video. Let me click up here. And if you got, like I said, any questions, guys, feel free to contact me or your lead instructor for them to help you. All right, we'll talk to you on the next one, guys. See you later.